Man, I had to put some hoodie on. It was getting cold out here. All right. Should you cheat on her? Oh boy. I can already see the haters coming in here. Long story short, absolutely. Absolutely, yes, you should cheat on her. And here's why. Number one, when you cheat on her, it automatically lets you know that you have options. You don't have that one-itis anymore. You automatically take her off. That automatically takes her off of the pedestal that you possibly might have already put her on or would have put her on later down the road. Because when you cheat on a girl, subconsciously you already know that she's not the one. Or, let me rephrase that. Subconsciously, you know she is not the only one you can get. You can get girls, you have options, you still have them, and you can still get more if you want to. And that's a huge part of mindset that I talk about in this channel when I talk about always having more options. That goes with everything in life. Excuse me. Not just with women, with jobs, with houses, with friends, everything. You should have this mentality of having more and more options. That way, you don't seem needy, you don't seem clingy just to one person, just to one particular thing. When you have multiple options. Now, also, it can be a good and a bad thing because when you have multiple options, that comes with multiple headaches and multiple stress. The next thing that does, it actually makes her invest more into the relationship. It makes her work more and harder than she needs to. Because what happens when you cheat on a girl, or when you're in the mentality of cheating on her, when you're mentally moving away from her, is that she senses that. Girls are very, very good at picking up cues like that. Guys, we're absolutely stupid and dumb. We don't pick up hints that well. Girls, they're very, very good. So when she sees that, why is he acting distant? Why is he acting a little cold? Why is he not responding to my text like that? What's going on? Now, obviously, if she finds out that you cheated on her, if she finds out the whole truth and this and that, if there's no guesswork in there anymore, that is he cheating on me or is he not cheating on me? If there's no guesswork and she knows you cheated on her, you gotta deal with the consequences now. The consequences might be her just accepting it, because some girls do that because they look at you as alpha. I'm like, oh man, okay, he has options. Some girls obviously break up with you and you cannot be going back to her and crying and begging to get her back. Some girls will put you through absolute hell when you do that. They might not break up with you, but they'll put you absolute through hell. They might say, okay, I'll forgive you, but then every single time something happens, she's gonna bring that up. Or she's probably going behind your back to get back at you. So only the first one, when she accepts it and moves on with it. And guys, don't get it twisted. When I say accepts it, she doesn't really accept it. She just makes it seem like she's accepting it. She wants to get along with your program because she views you as alpha, right? She knows she can benefit from you. That's why she's staying with you. She knows you're a man with options, so that's why she's not leaving you. But that doesn't mean that she's happy with what you just did. That doesn't mean that she's not feeling disrespected with what you just did. So don't get that twisted at all. So none of these options are really good for you, because deep down, she knows that you hurt her. She's pissed, and she might take it out on you. She might not, but that's something you have to gamble with. Day in and day out. So it's best that she doesn't find out. If she finds out, it's best just to move on. But yes, you should absolutely cheat on her. The reason behind that is because most of us guys, we have this one-itis, right? We just can't stop thinking about a girl once we get into relationship with her. She's like everything we have. We surround our whole universe around her. We take off work, we take off family time, friends time to go spend time with her. The money that we'd be spending on or saving, instead of spending or spending on things that we want, we start spending that money on her now. Money that we'll never get back while she's not doing anything for us. So when you cheat on her, now you can like, oh, okay, well, why would I do that for her? There's another girl down the street, or there's another girl I'm seeing tomorrow. Also, when you're cheating on your partner, you'll see that you're always on your toes. You always have to make sure that you don't get complacent, you don't get lazy, because you're constantly out about chasing this other women's validation, right? Or let's say you want to constantly attract more and more women, which obviously has to put you on your best shape. Otherwise, you probably won't attract more and more women. See what happens with when guys get in a relationship is that they become complacent. They stop taking care of themselves. They start getting fat and lazy, and disgusting. And women start losing interest for them because they think, oh, okay, I found my girl. She loves me for who I am. I don't need to do anything to keep her. Completely wrong. That's women will get bored of you eventually, but you're just you're just fastening that process. That's it. You're making it happen way quicker than it was going to happen. So when you go out and cheat on her, and when you go out and look for other chicks to bang out, you know that you have to stay on the top of your game always. Which also keeps attraction with your woman at home. Because you don't get complacent and she's like, oh, he's still the same man I first saw. But my second point that I was saying, that it makes her invest more. When she picks it up, that when she senses that, oh, okay, man, he something's probably going on. I don't know why I'm not getting his full commitment. I don't know why he's not saying I love you every 5 minutes. I don't know why he's not checking up on me every hour. I don't know why he's not doing XYZ for me where all the other guys before him did. She starts pursuing you. She starts thinking to herself, because women are stupid. They don't make any smart decisions when it comes to relationships. She starts thinking to herself, maybe if I give him a little bit more sex, maybe if I start cooking for him, maybe if I start cleaning for him, I might get him in my trap. And that's what you need to take advantage of, fellas. That's why I tell you, don't ever compliment a girl. Because when she starts doing more for you, after she sees that she's not being able to win your heart, just doing the bare minimal, and then she steps her game up, that's when you start complimenting her, only after she does something good for you. Let's say she cooks you a meal. Oh, honey, it tastes really good. Oh, you're such a good cook. Thank you. When she cleans your clothes, oh, thank you so much. You're the best. Give her a kiss. When she does your laundry, when she picks something up from you from the grocery store, oh, baby, thank you so much. You are such a good girl. See, you're giving her small snippets of compliments here and there, but only when she does something for you. It automatically triggers her in her brain, in the back of her head, that I need to keep doing these things for him. Then I'll get the reward, which is his compliment. Something that I barely ever get. See, if everybody had $1 million, what would be the value of $1 million? Nothing. It would be $1, right? So when you don't have as much of something, it becomes very valuable to you. When you don't have, when regular people, not everyone has $1 million, the value of $1 million becomes very valuable to us. Same concept. Next thing, what cheating does for you is that it keeps you ready for the heartbreak. You know, it keeps you in the game. You know what's gonna happen. You know, you've seen this. You've played this game over and over again. See, what happens to a lot of guys is when they get into a relationship, they stop playing the game. They get out of the dating scene. Year, 2 years, 3 years. And subconsciously, they start forgetting how the game was, how these girls are acting, how these girls really are out here. They completely start forgetting about all these things. So when they get their heart broken, now they're just miserable. It takes them so much longer to get back into the dating scene. Versus if you're already in the dating scene, you get a girl and you're dating her or you're living with her, which I highly discourage. I don't encourage at all to live with a girl. But let's say for some weird reason you are, but you're still in the dating scene, getting other girls, you're seeing women's nature day in and day out. You know what the woman at your house is capable of. You're probably banging out some other girl at the club who has a man herself at her home. So you know that my girl, if she goes out with her friends, very likely might cheat on me. Even though I'm holding masculine frame, even though I'm holding stoic behaviors, I'm not getting on my feminine side. I'm not letting her see me weak. Even though I'm doing everything right, there's still a good chance she might find somebody who looks better than me, who makes more money than me, and just has better game than me overall, presses all her right buttons at the right time when she's a little bit more tipsy than she should be, and things can just slip. So you see and you know you're expecting the worst because you know as a red pill man that breakup's gonna happen. It's not gonna last forever. If I was to tell you 60, 70 years ago about dating and women's nature, I might have told you that, like, even knowing what I know today, red pill knowledge, I might have still told you that, okay, there's still probably a decent amount of percentages left where your woman might not leave you and it might actually work out the best for you and you guys might actually stay together forever. But now the percentages of that happening is like 10% out of 100. Even that is being very liberal and giving more props than that number really needs to have. It's probably less than 10% most likely. Because we already know the stats, right? 50% of marriages end in divorce. But that doesn't mean the other 50%, the rest of the 50% is happy. That means either one of the two things. One, they are just sucking it up, getting along with it, because they know that if they get divorced, especially the man knows if he gets divorced, he's going to lose everything. Or two, they're cheating on each other. Or the woman is cheating on him or the man is cheating on her. Something's happening. True happiness, true coupled happiness forever is way less than 10%. That we have going on in today's world. So that's why we all know that breakup is going to happen eventually. Nothing is forever. The only thing that I could consider forever is if you learn red pill knowledge, you are a red pill man, and you find a girl, like you become red pill aware at a very, very young age. Like let's say you're in your high school days and you find another girl, a high school girl around your age who's still a virgin, around 14, 15, and you yourself is probably 15 or 16, right? You guys are very close to age. And you start dating her and you start shaping her. What does that mean? That means you start teaching her what behaviors are acceptable, what behaviors are not. And you also start taking her rear end to the gym to make sure she gets in a good habit of working out and keeping that body nice, tight, tidy, and clean. Fellas, it all comes down to the habit, to the mindset. And it comes from discipline. You have to discipline yourself, and it takes a long time to be finally disciplined to the point where you're like, okay, this is a routine. I have to do this every day. Years in, years out. Once you can do those two things, I can kind of give you a little bit better chances. I can kind of see that, okay, maybe this might have a slight potential of success, of real success, this relationship. Or let's say for some states the age of consent is 16, right? And let's say you are in your 20s, early 20s, for some weird reason this girl is attracted to you, because most girls at the age of 16, 17 has already lost their virginity. And I already mentioned this in my other video. If once she loses her virginity, she's too far gone, so don't even think about that. But let's say this girl is still a virgin and she finds you attractive for some reason, and she doesn't really care that you are a few years older than her, and her parents are cool with it, and you're not breaking the law because the age of consent is 16 at that state. That might work out. Those are the only two scenarios I can possibly see of relationships lasting long term. Okay? I don't want to say forever, because, and even then, it's like the chance of that still surviving if she goes through college, especially, and you guys are not in the same college, is slim to none. Everything changes when the girl goes from high school to college. Every single thing changes. All the dynamics change. I'll talk about it in another video coming up. So just remember that, fellas. Cheating is actually a good thing for us men. And as men, we already know that we're always turned on 24/7, right? So there's gonna come a point's gonna come in your relationship where your woman is not wanting to get it on 5 times a day anymore, because it's boring to her, it's predictable to her, the spark has gone away. So if you are keeping your physical needs, getting your physical needs taken away, getting them taken care of from somebody else, you're not going to need to come to her 5 times a day. You're probably going to need to come to her once a week, twice a week, because the other times you're getting it from other girls. And that's going to hold that spark, quote unquote, a lot longer than it would have if you were just monogamous. Fellas, there's plenty of benefits of cheating on her. It's actually good for the relationship as well, because as men, it's a switch in our head that we can just turn on and off when we're sleeping with a girl. We can bang 5 girls and come back and still love our wife or girlfriend the same as we did before we left. But a woman, when she does that, whoo, that relationship is over. She cheats on you mentally first before she does physically. And mental cheating is not recoverable. So when somebody tells you, is it the same that a man cheats, but when somebody tells you, oh, a man can cheat but a woman can't cheat, don't come at me with that crap either. It's not the same when a man cheats versus when a woman cheats. Fellas, I hope this video made sense. Cheating is actually a pretty good thing. So if you want to, you have the green light now. Go ahead and do it. Just cheat on her. Who cares? She treated other guys like crap too. She probably has other guys lined up in her phone too. After you're done with her, she's gonna replace you. She probably tossed guys to the side of the road before you came in her life too. So now you are treating her bad, disrespectfully, because she did the same thing with other guys. See, the karma comes back. You gotta punish her for the other guys. You gotta be that guy, man. If you care too much about her feelings, she's not gonna care for you at all. It's a balance. If you start going up, she starts coming down. Fellas, I can go on and on and on all day long about giving you examples and trying to explain these things to you, but it's pretty simple. Just cheat on her. That keeps you on your toes. That keeps her on her toes. Keeps your mind sharp. You have to think constantly, okay, how can I not get away with cheating on her this time? Okay, well, what do I gotta do this? What do I gotta do that? Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.